Loading. Okay, there you go. See, and we can see the time there, so we know exactly when we have to stop. Very well. The night in the rainforest would have proven very cold were it not for the fire that you've prepared. Some insects, some night birds call through the night. But time passes. Time passes as it do. And we open with he who stares at wall. Boy, stone thrower.
I stare at the fire. Just sitting on my butt. In a scissor stance. Slowly chafing away at stones. There's quite a few of them are lost in the jungle.
Your arms and your legs, they have a very annoying itch. The almost uncontrollable itch on your arms and legs. The fire is still cracking, but very meekly now, since sun is about to pierce the sky once again.
Boy, are you okay over there? I look and I ask, observing the fact that you seem to be itchier than usual.
I scratch myself. Like, I don't know, Sap. Something's really irritating in this jungle. Ah. And I scratch myself like a bit harder.
Let me see if I can do something for you, brother. And I dive into my my pouch of ingredients, and I take up my impromptu mortar and pestle, and I begin working and crafting a little brewed potion on the go, and hammer away, and then taking one of a gourd that I see on the ground, and I pour the liquid into the device. I hold it out to you and I say, "Try this, brother. This should hopefully disinfect whatever is going on in your system. I hope." Hands the gourd over.
Do I on the skin, Sap?
Oh yes,
Right.
yes, of course. Apply it on the skin. You don't want to drink this.
Okay.
On the skin.
I look around and I grab one of those massive bushels that grow out of the floor with wide, big leaves, and I rip them off to scrub against my skin, get most of the dirt off that attached throughout the night. And with some dirt scrubbed, applying the ointments with my 2 fingers.
Almost as if fire was being applied on your skin, a hot burning sensation where the itchiness was making contact with the balm that Sap made. Very irritating on your skin.
It burns, Sap. It burns.
Don't worry, brother. Fight through the pain. No pain, no gain.
Okay. I work myself through from one arm to the other, limb to limb, stretching it out as much as I can.
If you didn't feel pain, you wouldn't be working.
Some grunting from the other makeshift tent. Bark Eater making his way out of the tent, stretching. Sixto's brothers following soon after.
How are
Looking
you?
around.
How are you, brothers? Are you? Have you been resting well?
Stretching their arms, their legs. Yes, yes. Slept well. Sixto's brothers slouch over the fire, moving with a stick. Now mostly burnt charcoal and ashes. They yes we slept well. What's wrong with you, boy? What's that on your
scratches?
Oh, like mosquitoes maybe?
Do you not feel the
It could be
same?
mosquitoes.
Is it just me? And I turn around and expose my back to Bark Eater. Is there something I cannot see?
Like they so red, like blisters.
Did you sleep on something unusual, brother? I ask. Thumb on chin, pondering what it could be.
I don't know. We built a tent with what we got. I check my sleeping place. My first thought is of ants. Like I kick the leaves over and see what animals turn up.
The other two, curious, approach, trying to look at as well. Some trying to touch their own backs. The leaves being turned reveal only dirt, soft dirt beneath it. No sign of any bugs.
I do not know. Ow! Ow, it hurts. It burns. Ah. I complain a bit more.
Bark Eater looks at Sap.
Perhaps
looks at Sap as if waiting for something.
Perhaps we should go and find a stream and allow brother to wash himself. I've given him an ointment, and there's no guarantee that that will calm the whatever is going on with the skin. I think finding a stream would be in boy's best interest.
Boy did fall off three, didn't you?
That is true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The tree. There was powder on it. I don't know from what. I thought it's from the fruit. I scratch my chin.
They look at the tree where you've climbed the day before. Not touch green dust then.
No green dust. I'll make a note of myself to not touch the stuff with my bare hands.
Sap.
Well,
yes, brother.
You collect stuff, right? If it
I
burns,
did. I'm a little nervous. I have it some in my pouch, but I don't think I've noticed anything in my hands. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's just a reaction that only affects you. And I double check and make
Oh
sure I
no.
look at my arms and my hands, inspecting myself to see if there's any blistering that I haven't noticed before.
Dust who
Uh,
hates boy. Why do you do this to me? I stare at the dust.
there's no visible rash on your hands. Meanwhile, Sixto's brother is collecting the furs and the skins that have been left near the fire to cure, as well as the leftover meat.
Well, brothers, we have an ample amount of meat. We have some fur at our disposal. We have some nice yellow fruit that is very delicious. And I think the next step we probably must take is to, at some point, we should find some fresh water, maybe from a stream or a lake. And what else do you, what else do we think we should accomplish while we're out here? We're all by ourselves. It's just the four of us. You know, we need to figure out more as to what's available to us resource wise and establish ourselves.
Barkeeper joins in. Yes, find water. With water, we find good earth, good dirt to plant seeds. I think is best plan. And again, looking at boy, and let boy wash Rash.
I put
Yes.
my stones in one pouch and get up with everything I have, which is almost nothing. Moving like a guy who has been sunbathing for too long, burned all over. Very stiff. Yes, please, let's go.
I agree. I think
Very well.
helping boy with his condition would be a higher priority. If our boy is distracted with itchiness and some sort of infection, he will be a bad stone slinger. And after the other day, we clearly needed boy and his stone slinging skills.
They all nod in agreement. Good. Then let's look for a stream. What
Right.
direction do you reckon?
I look up into the sky and I try to pinpoint where the sun is in our direction.
All the way to what would be your left. Early morning.
Okay. Let's see. The sun rises from this direction to our left where we are now. So if we want to find a stream, we should make sure that we plant markers from where we start towards the stream and keep it general direction of the sun. So that way we can return here with ease.
Okay. I hobble over to the fire and kick the last few logs apart, breaking up the embers.
Charcoal, Sixto's brother chimes in. It's good for marking.
Oh yeah? I look at my foot, covered in soot.
See? Back in village, made paintings on wall with charcoal.
that can help.
Maybe paintings on the trees.
Hmm. I open my ingredient pouch and I have a handful of berries remaining. Yes, we can continue to mark the trees, slapping them on the tree and I do so, making a purple splat on the bark. This will help us.
Very visible. Easy to see. Good. Okay, boy. Bark eater approaches you, kind of touching but not touching you. You good? Can walk?
Yes, me walk. But please no run.
I think you should take it easy today,
Hope no
boy.
have to run.
I think today you have light work ahead
Very
of you.
well. Six toes pick up a large stick and with one of his stone tools sharpening one end. Let us go then.
Yes, lead the ways up.
All right. I say to make things easy, we should go in the direction where the sun rises, and then later on we will return where the sun is setting. I think that'll be easy directions for us to follow. And I look at the rest of the tribe and seeking input.
They nod, then going to. Sorry, they nod and they go towards the direction that you've pointed. Six Toes' brother, as he's walking, leaves cracking under his feet, looks at you, Sep, and says, "Was it not here a big bird's foot?"
Oh yes, that is right. I just completely remembering from yesterday. I turn towards Bark Eater and Boy, and I say, "While you two were setting up fire yesterday, and we were collecting wood, we saw giant footprints in the dirt here. Not normal size, big footprints, and proving Six Toes Brothers' claim. I point towards the indented footprints in the earth to show the others.
The markings of a bird foot, large one. Maybe bird go drink water too. Animals need water too.
Mm-hmm. I nod in agreement. The kikis, they led us to the food. Maybe the birds can lead us to water. That's not a bad plan.
Want to follow foot instead?
I think otherwise we will be guessing, and I don't think we can afford to guess when we have such a limited supply of food and shelter. I think it would be good to follow the footsteps. And I look at the group and, ready to follow if they are.
I look at Sap. Not saying much, but my eyes betray me, looking for him to lead instead. Unsure and in pain, bending over to grab the skinned kiki on the sticks to carry with me.
Very well. I think let's follow these footprints, and I take the lead, and I walk every once in a while, taking a small berry, purple berry, and splatting it on the tree just to keep track of where we come from so we can return at a moment's notice. Keeping an eye out as well for anything in the jungle.
A couple of minutes go by, and the humidity in the air starts to thicken a bit. And the plants, they seem to collect some dew in them. The light of the sun hitting them in the right way makes a beautiful reflection. Every single dewdrop glistening. But the humidity, though, you can feel in your nostrils as time goes by. Sixto's brothers interject. Look here. He points with his feet. Another large imprint following along, now more visible. The soil wetter and softer. Look, big bird. Very big bird.
Oh, yes. Good eyes. Good eyes, Six Toes brother. I look and I bend on over and I feel the tracks to see if how recent and how fresh they are.
You may roll tracking or brains. You may roll a check.
I see and I feel the prints, and they feel fresher than what we found yesterday. I think to myself, I look and I turn towards the group and I say, these tracks are fresher. I don't know if maybe earlier this morning, maybe very, very early before sunrise, but these tracks are fresh. And I nod and I splat another berry on the tree and I say, I think we're going in the right direction. And I take a deep breath and soak in the humidity in the air.
Mm-hmm. Good. Looking, the two of them looking at boy as well. Like, you good boy.
Grabbing a big leaf and licking the dew off the leaflets while they stare at me. Me? Oh, yes, me good.
Okay, let's find water then. Me thirsty too. You're licking their lips.
All right, let's keep it going. And I continue to march on with the group in tow, keeping an eye on Barkeeter, Six Toes brother, and boy as well.
Softly, the sound of running water from up ahead. Every now and then, more footprints make themselves clear when there's no leaves or foliage covering the mud. The air is very wet, and what seems like a small fog starting around this rainforest. The sound of the stream, now so close, is probably a few stone toss away, 3 or 4 maybe. Clearly the sound of a stream running water. Even Barkeeter says, see, Step was right. The fog slowly getting intenser.
With visibility decreasing with every step, I splat another small berry on the tree, just diligently trying to keep our tracks. And, taking a second to pause and listen, I nod in approval and I say, yes, I think you're right. Yes, there is the stream. It's close. It's nearby. And I look at Boy, my brother, and I say, I think we're gonna get you a nice clean stream, and we can wash away whatever's bothering you, brother. It's close, I'm sure.
Boy does not hold eye contact, staring absent-mindedly at the floor, clambering himself almost, holding Kiki's skin. Yes, good. Shaking almost.
I begin walking a little bit carefully due to the low visibility in the rainforest with the fog increasing in intensity. I begin walking a little bit slower just to watch my step, make sure I don't fall or step on anything, or I don't alert any presence that may be there. Continue to walk in the direction closer to the stream that I can best see fit.
Slowly, the stream is now visible, though just like the stream, the fog also becomes intenser. Visibility allowing only to discern shapes and shades as the sun starts to arch over the treetops. The stream, though, is very clean. One can easily step inside of it without getting knees deep. Running water with some stones in it, some every now and then a leaf or a small branch running across the stream. Serene, even. Barkeeter is the first one to drop to his knees and start coupling the water with his hands and drinking it loudly. Six Toes follows soon after.
Brother, I think we found it. You should dive right. You should, you should dive right in, but go where the stream is dissipating over here, so we don't drink, the water you washed off.
I'm hobbling downstream,
Helping
shaking,
you all the way.
dropping the skins and looking at the water. You think there are water snakes here, Seb?
I'll take a look for you, and I'm nodding that you make a good point. And I try to step over some rocks that are above the water, and I look over here and I look over there to see if I spot anything worth noting.
Nothing that would make your instincts activate.
I then, making sure that my brother is safe, I step into the water myself and I walk around, kicking up water, above my feet, just to stir up anything in case anything was there. And I look at my brother and I say, "I think you should be safe here, brother. Nothing's happening to me." And I walk on over.
Small fishes, very tiny fishes, or maybe fish, swimming. Some you feel light nibbling on your feet, almost tickling. They swim away. Small creatures only.
I reach down and I try to very quickly reach my hand into the water and try to grab one of these fishes that are nibbling on my feet.
Something wet, cold, wriggling on your hand. It's a little ball with a tail, a very flat tail, brownish green, wriggling.
Look, brother, I say as I hold the little brown fish in my hands. It's flopping everywhere. I say, "This is all you got to worry about," And then I, set the fish aside, possibly as a future snack for later. "Come on in," and I walk on over, kicking up water, and extend my hand to help my brother in the stream.
I drop the skins and hobble to the surface, grabbing his hand, shaking still from the burning sensations, biting, noticeably having bitten my lip bloody under the pain. Step into
The
the
water
water.
is cold, but very clean.
I sit down inside and lay onto my back, holding my breath and letting the stream wash over me.
Almost starting to drift away with the current. The burning sensations, they calm down, they go away as soon as you're in contact with the water. Bark Eater and Sixto's brother stand up now, drying their lips with their forearms. Is boy okay?
I look down at at my brother and noticing a calmer demeanor coming from him. And I look at them and I just nod silently.
They're inspecting the surrounding area.
Boy taking a few minutes to wash himself.
Standing close by to my brother, I sort of in a protective and also surveying way, I keep an eye on him while I also look around the surroundings, soaking anything in, keeping a lookout for any potential danger, but also just getting a visual for our surroundings. I stand there as he washes himself.
Every now and then, some little tiny fish nibble on boy's back and run away. No pain though. Sixto's brother and Bark Eater circle the area a bit as well, checking for any signs of tracks or anything else. From a little afar, Sixto brother raises a hand and says again, "More big bird, upstream."
Looking at my brother and seeing that he's feeling better, I then walk out of the stream and join in on looking at the footprint. I kneel down, touch the print. Yeah, another footprint. Good work. You're doing good today, Sixto's brother. I pat him on the shoulder and I say, once we're all set and ready to go, we should pursue the birds and see what we can find.
Mm. Some birds eat seed. That means place where seeds grow.
If we can grow food, then that'll make it much easier for us to establish this new land for our tribe. That'd be good.
He's nodding, listening to you and touching the footprint, feeling, trying to imagine the creature that made it. Bark Eater approaches boy now, looking down on boy with the floating on the water. Wanna help, boy? He extends a hand.
Give me a minute, Bark Eater. The fishes, they tickle, but it feels like they eat a blister. I'm grabbing one of the thick roots, leading straight into the stream itself, drinking deep from the stream, holding onto it to let myself afloat with my back underwater, letting the fishes work. You think
itching
they will eat the
sensation.
blisters away, Bark Eater?
He scratches his bearded face. Yes. Maybe, maybe not. Why don't you turn around and let Barkeeter see?
Okay. They've been working for a few minutes. I dig my heels into the small stones of the stream and the sand, mudding it up, and getting upright, showing my back muscles.
He's like, does it hurt? There's no pain whatsoever.
No, the cool water is very nice. I feel better.
They nibbled the rash, but no pain, so that's good. Does not look pretty, though.
I was not known
There
as
are
boy who looks pretty.
I turn around and I say, "He's boy who stares at wall." I project towards the other two proudly.
As you do it, the back on the boy has many holes where the fish nibble, and the skin is a little teared apart, very red, but some clear like missing spots of skin where the fish nibbled. Though there's no pain, no negative trait whatsoever there. Bargeter smiles at both of you. So good. Now this can be boy who gets eaten by tiny fish too.
I scratch my chin. Oh, baby fish do wants to eat boy, but skin too tough. So let's not bathe for a whole day. Shaking myself off the water, starting to drink quickly, now realizing how thirsty I am.
Barketer just standing by your side, just making sure you're safe. Meanwhile, Sixo's brother stands up and pointing. He nudges at you, Sep, and points upward stream. Fog is still intense, but we can probably follow stream. Can't get lost.
Yes. If we follow the footsteps of the big bird along the stream, maybe we can find more big birds, more meats, and maybe we find eggs, delicious eggs. And I smile and I pat my stomach, excited by the thought of
So does
different type
he?
of food.
So does he? Mis eggs.
I pull off liane. I always miss the words. A liane from the trees, the ropes that grow down the vines. And I pull on it and tie it around the tree trunk by the stream. Eggs? Is that the thing that makes your muscle grow? Oh, I always wanted egg.
I pound my chest and I pound my arms and I say, eggs make a boy into man, makes you big and strong. And I look at the others, as they clearly have some definition themselves.
They nod approvingly. Yes, Barketer, still by your side, boy. Yes, Eggs make you big and very delicious. He closes his eyes like big bird's egg. Must be good. He now taps your arm. A wet tap. So, boy, you good now?
I throw the wine a couple more times around the trunk, slicing off the end with the knife and tying it. I'm good. We can go. I'm ready. I slap the
Smart
tree.
boy.
This should show us the tree we found river, so we do not walk too far. Easier to spot than berry on the bark, and will not eat away by bugs.
Good. He looks at Sap like, boy smart. Your brother.
Mm-hmm.
He makes his
he
way.
He is my brother.
Start walking.
I smile. And making another marking, I look at everyone. I look at my brother. I pat him on the shoulder, and I say, "You sure you're good to go, brother? I want to make sure you're all set. You look better now."
Yes, boy, ready. I carry the kiki skin over my shoulders to cover me from, if there even is any direct sunlight.
I look and I smile at your appearance with the kiki on over your body, and I say, maybe you'll be Kiki Man today, or Kiki Boy. And I chuckle to myself, and I look at the others. You look like a Kiki
Chipping
too.
as well.
Look at the arms.
He does. Except a little less fur.
A little less fur, just a little.
Just a little. And
then
Bark Eater goes behind Boy. Boy, stay in front of me so I can help protect you, boy. I'll be back.
And I walk upstream, now with energy, leading the way.
Before we march onwards, I take a quick glance, as I didn't have the opportunity to see if there's any worthwhile plants or berries that could be harvested for potential potion experimentation. Look around.
You may roll foraging.
I see sort of a bluish looking plant that has about 7 leaves per stem, and I see another one, and I say, "Oh, this will be interesting." I take a couple handfuls and I put them in a special compartment in my pouch, and happy and satisfied that I found something else, I look at the others and get the approval that if we're all ready to go, then we can start going upstream and following the tracks.
They start moving. The stream slowly gets girthier and wider, and a little deeper as well. And the scenery gets a little less dense with trees, though fog is still very much present. The sun now directly above the treetops, and the fog refracting the light make it so it's not 100% dark, but not 100% well lit as well. And more fishes and other little water creatures swimming across the stream. Some burrow beneath the sand and the mud. Some small fish leap from the water, catching bugs mid-flight. Sixto's brother skewers one fish mid-jump. It starts eating it raw.
I clap into my hands.
He looks back, smiling, with fish juice out of him. He was like, rips half and off and offers you the other half. Still squirming a bit. He gives you the tail end of the fish.
Ooh. I take it. Thank you. I never asked. Sixto's brother. What is your name? I feel weird calling you Sixto's brother.
Oh.
Is it 7 toes or 5 toes then?
He laughs. No. He does this, revealing a very pointy tooth. Pointy tooth.
Oh. Good. Great. Pointy tooth. Our fish warrior.
Very good.
I walk closer to Pointy Tooth and I say, "Oh, okay, you are Pointy Tooth. Yes, I see it now. Makes sense." And I smile and laugh as he continues gnawing away at the fish. I say, "You're a hungry tooth, aren't you?"
He's every now and then spits out a little bit of bones, and another laugh, very similar to the laugh that Sep just left, echoes from far deep into the fog. Everyone, Bark Eater and Pointy Tooth, the hairs on their back stand up and then grabbing spears, looking around. You hear that?
It sounded like me. I think, and I look at the others and I look into the general direction.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I kind of a little unease. I shout towards that direction and I say, "Who's there?"
Zap slower than the
There's some silence, but
it doesn't feel the danger sense. The others a bit scared, drops a stone into his sling and slowly swings it around.
some wood cracks and snapping of there's something into the fog, and everyone, Bark Eater and Pointy Tooth arch over in the instance of someone who's ready to be pounced or to pounce at something.
I take cover behind a tree and looking just barely able to look around it, and I look at the others and I encourage them to silently take some cover as well, just in case.
Bark Eater slowly, on the tip of his tiptoeing, goes to a nearby tree the side of yours and hide, looking at the others. as more wood snapping from up ahead cackles and cracks again. Pointed tooth, it's like paw, goes tiptoeing as well, like very low to the ground.
I stop my sling and I go on all fours, holding the letter and the stone in my fist, crawling to crawl behind Zap.
A sound of something big entering the water. The water downstream now. The fog, though, not really showing what. Something jumps into the water and leaves it. The sound of shaking. And from the fog, the downstream now, two medium fish flop as if thrown out of the fog, falling near you. The fish flopping on the ground with puncture marks on its side. The fish.
Looking at the fish, in silence, my eyes widen and I look at the others, and just unsure what to do or how to communicate. I instinctively look up at the tree and try to take a quick glance to see if I can silently climb it with ease.
I follow Zap's gaze, looking up and slowly push my back against the tree, holding my palms up towards him together.
I look at my brother and I nod in gratitude. I appreciate the boost. I begin climbing up the tree and trying to get a higher vantage point to see what in the world is close by.
Quickly, what was the shade of a large bird dissolves into the fog, even from your vantage point. And once again, your laughter comes from that same direction. It's the very same laughter you heard the first time.
I then begin lowering myself.
The fish still flopping.
I begin lowering myself down from the tree, very carefully, very silently, not to make any sudden noises or movements. I give my brother a nice quiet pat on the shoulder, and I look towards the others, and in an attempt to communicate silently, I mimic the shape of the footprints on my hands, the bird prints, and try to motion with my hands that it looks like the bird that we might be following.
My eyes go big as the footprints look bigger than his hand.
Snap! Another large branch being cracked up, ripped apart. Now not from downstream, but from what would be the right side if you follow up the stream. And some soft cracking of leaves and branches.
I point to the noise immediately.
Pointed tooth, now with his spear above his shoulder. Eyes wide open. Bargeater does the same, with mouth agape, breathing heavy.
I quickly search into my gourd selection, and Grabbing a gourd with a brewed potion of eyesight, I take a nice quick swig and an attempt to enhance my vision to see if I can somehow figure out what could possibly be making the laughing noises and breaking the trees away from the stream.
Almost as if the fog was being slowly ripped apart. You see a figure walking in circles for a fraction of a second. Eyes somehow glowing in the dark. Circling far into the fog. It lifts its head, its snout up in the air, and with a jerking motion of his head, mimics your laugh once again.
I slowly
Barkeeter, wow.
turn to the rest of the group and I'm like, I think that's the bird, and we should be careful. Mumbling and whispering quietly.
I mumble.
More snapping of stepping.
I form the words with my mouth for a kill, tilting my head.
I think about it, and thinking about what we discussed earlier, I say, I whisper towards brother. I say, well, brother, if we kill now, maybe we might not find eggs in nests or find other birds. Maybe we should follow carefully and track silently. I look at the others for the response.
Barkeeter is the first to nod. Pointy Tooth is far too fixated on the fog up ahead with his spear, but does a quick nod.
I look.
Then suddenly, more branching sounds, and they run off to the distance.
For a good minute, boy stays tense, not knowing if it's just a feint or if they left.
Your vision enhanced by Bruce. Where once was the shadow of the big bird, there's nothing.
I then begin carefully and slowly walking towards the general direction as to where all the sounds and noises originated. And I look around to see if we can find another fresh track.
Barkeeter barks. You leaving the stream?
I think it left the stream, I say. Just unclear exactly as to what direction exactly went, but nodding that it's...
Are we follow?
I try to look up into the sky to see where the sun is, but it's unclear, seemingly due to the fog. And I say, I think we follow. I think we see where footprints goes. Maybe we can find nest.
I crawl across the muddy entrance to the stream, listening for any more fish flopping noises of where they first appeared, looking for markings of the bird. or the fish.
Pointy Tooth follows behind you. He first grabs one of the fish that was thrown, all punctured on its sides, inspecting it. And clear signs of the large bird, the big bird, entering the stream, the river, and leaving it, making a large circumference around you, clearly to not be spotted by you.
I look at the fish and then to Pointy Tooth and I say, this looks like big thorn, stung fish. Does bird have teeth? This bird dangerous. It eat fish, it can eat my arm.
He looks at the fish. Give us fish though. What means? He has like this puzzled face, asking a deep question to a child. What means? It speaks.
A trade? It loves.
He spoke like Sep. Just like Sep.
Sep does have weird voice, I nod.
Glance at my brother, not making a comment, and then I say, Bird may be intelligent. It's it makes the sounds that I made and threw fish our way, as if maybe it knew where we were. Maybe I'm not sure if it's a trap or if it's some sort of invitation to follow, but I think we should be ready no matter what. And perhaps we should, and I take any remaining fish that may have been bitten, punctured, and thrown our way, and putting them into my pouch, I say, maybe we should follow Bird and offer fish back, see what happens. If it's a threat, well, there's 4 of us. But if it's not a threat and it won't try to eat us, maybe, I don't know, maybe we can make more with eggs. I'm just rambling on with the possibilities of what could be before us. I'm just scratching my chin.
I stare at the fish, holding out my hand to take it if Pointy Tooth gives it.
He bite the heads off and give you the rest. Chewing on it. Let's follow Big Bird then.
Yes.
Sweat
Walking.
running.
Boy has a wall idea. Ideas that come when I stare at the wall. He gives us fish. He speak like Sep. So Bird smarter than, well, shark, I think. If he give us fish, maybe we trade. Let's give fish back.
Mm-hmm.
Not just
Give
fish.
same
Let's
fish?
give fish back. Sep, can you put berries inside fish? Make fish tasty.
Make it give it a good deal, I say as I
Yes.
tap the pouch on my person.
Teach Bird that we are good for Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And make him like us.
Maybe we can be allies some way. Scratching my chin, liking this idea.
If Bird knows our tribe is safe and trust us, we have strong ally in jungle. Kikis will stay away. We can defend this place. And like my mind starts exploding with the possibilities.
Bark Eater and Pointy Tooth. Pointy Tooth is still chewing on the fish head, but Bark Eater is quiet, touching his face a bit. The fog, the sounds of the stream still running. The only sounds here.
I then marking another tree with a handful of berries. I then very quickly I walk over to the stream, take some sips myself, try not to forget to keep myself hydrated, and I say, "Okay, then let's follow Bird and let's keep the fish ready." And take out some berries, and I motion for the fish.
I slice open where the mouth was with the gaping hole bitten off, and using my knife to open it a bit further for sap, handing him the fish like a gourd.
Thank you, brother. And I hold the fish, and realizing how slippery and slimy it is, I drop a handful of berries into its hole, and then hand the fish back to my brother. And I say, "Here, brother, I think this was your idea. I think when the time is right, I think you should have the honor."
Okay.
Unless you don't think you can handle it.
I can handle everything.
Okay. You keep this up, and you won't be a boy anymore. But if you're scared, you'll always stay a boy.
I'm not scared. No.
Chuckle to myself, and I look at the others, and I say, "All right, are we ready to track this bird?"
Pointy Tooth now swallowing the rest of meat. Readies his spear. Bark Eater, though, is still very, very quiet, very solemn. Just nods and stands up.
We move as one tribe.
As a single unit. And once everybody looks like they're ready, then I begin walking in that general direction, following tracks and marking trees as we go along.
The two follow you. There's clear marks on the ground of its large foot. Leading up ahead. Now each footprint is a little more spaced out. Bark Eater breaks the silence. He approaches Yusef and say, "There is value in fear too." He looks you like very deep in the eyes, still with sweat on his forehead. There is value in that too, Sep.
I look at him and I say, "What do you mean, friend? What are you trying to say?"
My father. I am born because he was afraid once. Some hunt, some games. It's not worth.
I lean back and dissecting the meaning of his words, I say, Are you suggesting that this is a bad idea? Do you think we could lose more than we can gain?"
He looks down. There's chance. But he puts his spear close to his chest. But I follow you. We stay together. We family. We just think that running can be valuable too, if needs.
Juggling the meaning in the words and the story that he's reflected upon, I hear and understand the wisdom that there is value in survivability and not always having to fight, but also flight as well. And I look at him and I say, if this doesn't seem to be a good idea, then we will run back and go back to where we started. I will. Your words have meaning, and it's true. If your father, didn't have fear, you may not be here. That is a good testimony that I cannot ignore. And I look towards the others, and now a little bit more careful, taking note that I may have been a little carefree in today's adventure. I give him a nod, look into his eyes and, put my hand on his shoulder. And I say, thank you for sharing that. I think I needed to hear that.
Boys pushing
Boy.
Yes. Pushing the lead for the group
ahead.
in front. The boy is pushing himself to the lead of the group, using his knife to cut a path through the jungle to follow the footprints where the bird disappeared. His mind's full of possibilities and ideas, thinking of what to do with the bird, if anything is to be done at all.
Near your hand, a tree that is in front of your path. Something is smudged on its bark. The others a bit behind you since you took the lead.
I checked the smudge. What is this? Scrape slightly with the knife.
It's mud. Mud.
Sep, come here.
I'll walk on over, and
the other two walk over as well.
And I lean down and I put my hand on the material and I look at it, observe it, take a sniff, seeing if it's just mud.
The smell of mud. Bark Eater says, "Look, it's the same eye level. Eye level." He points it. It's 2 marks. One in base, one in eye level.
You mean my eye level or eye level of bird? I look at the marks, a bit confused.
Do not see bird. Don't know how tall. They look at Sep.
Oh, yeah.
Taking a closer evaluation, I look and I determine. This is, I think this is the same live level as the bird. A little cautious, a little unease. I look at the group and I nod in confirmation. That is what I believe.
Bark Eater, he shivers, he shudders a bit.
Bird is smart, Seb. It learns.
Yes, I'm not exactly comfortable. This is admittedly we're out of our element. We don't know the area, but the bird does. It's mimicked. It's mimicked. It can mimic us in voice and in behavior. I don't know what this means, and I lean against the tree and I close my eyes and just trying to see if there's anything that comes to my mind's eye.
You may roll a test. Success. An idea comes to your mind. Give what want, takes what want.
I unknowingly, not knowing how long I've been closing my eyes, I slowly open them and I look at the other tribe's members. I stand up.
I'm
I
right
say,
next to you.
I look at my brother, and I look at the others, and I say, I think we give exchange, maybe food, and perhaps we can exchange for something with the bird. That is what I see.
Both Point Eater and Bark Eater are looking through with puzzled faces, but Bark Eater does a very little nod. Pointed Tooth, though, whispers, "It's weird. He has the weird."
It's good choo-choo. Seb always knows where the good choo-choo is.
I look at the weird remark, and I don't just a quick gaze, seemingly ignoring that comment, as it's not the first time I've heard it, and I say, I think that's the best. I think that's the way to move forward here. And then I look at brother and I look at the others and I say, do we have any more fish that we got from the pond?
Bark Eater interrupts. How big is it? How much to feed to make it happy?
Was
bite
it
my
bigger
lip.
than Kiki?
The bird? The bird is bigger than Kiki, yes. It is a big bird. And I point towards the ground and in validation. I says, this is what we followed in the first place. This is it's no small tree bird. And then I follow up with a comment and I say, I think giving a good, fair trade will make the bird happy. Maybe one fish is not going to cut it, I say. And then I make the suggestion. Maybe we should take a number of fish with us and put berries inside the bodies. And if we make an offering, perhaps the bird will make an exchange with us. Maybe an egg if it's willing. But this is what I see. And I think we should, if we want to do this right, we should make it a good deal for the bird.
Okay, brother.
Barkeeter says, I trust Sep. Kind of throwing that into the air. I trust you, Sep.
And I look at Pointy Tooth and I say, what do you think? We all are in this together.
He sighs. Weird or not weird, Sep's smart. And he nods approvingly.
Yes. Yes, good ideas from Sep.
I take a deep breath in and out, my chest rising and falling. I'm really getting a feel for the gravity of the situation and that anything could go in any way. I then say, all right, let's round up some more fish and make it into a treat for the birds. And then we'll get fish, put berries in them, follow the tracks where the bird went, and we will see how things go.
Both of them nod.
Yes, let's go. I walk and lead the group back our tracks, hopefully back to the small river, to the stream.
And we'll hold our session here for today. Okay.
All
On the
right.
stream now.